Are you ready to break the chains of poverty over your life? What a doctor has the remedy. The book, The 10 Commandments to Black Economic Power, is here right now, written by the People Scholar, finance PhD, Dr. Boyce Watkins. Also, buckle your seatbelt because summer 2023 B1, the movie, is about to launch. You definitely don't want to miss that. And here's what you all been waiting for. The All Black National Convention is making a stop in Atlanta. That's right, we coming to the A, October 2023. Make sure you go to boycewatkins.com to get your tickets, or we'll have the link in the description box as well. And if you're about your money like you better be, right? I need everybody to text the word stock to the number 3199.
While I got the muscle, while I got the voice, and air these Satans out. And he did it. And Kanye is my greatest hero in hip hop for that. I'm not saying he the best lyricist or whatever his choice in wives and all. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his position against the real beast, against the real enemy, the real Satan. I ain't seen no rapper combined, gangster tough ass rappers put together come close.
Look at a guy like Jay-Z. I don't know if you have listened to his music. I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Over the years, he will say little things too that made you kind of like say, okay, he kind of know what's going on, but he never really took that type of stance. Why do you think that? Like, to really like call things out like that? Only a little slick things here and there in his rhyme.
Right, because you don't want to die. You don't want to be destroyed. That's
right,
all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These people will kill you, if God please. Right. But that's why you're not supposed to be out there by yourself. You can't be a black billionaire without an army. You're not a billionaire. That's like Debo or or Red on Friday. Shout out DJ Pooh. That's they billions. They just letting you keep it over your house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't spend that. You try to spend that on some independent shit without their permission and see what happens. They're gonna Michael Jackson you, they're gonna Prince you, they're gonna R. Kelly you, they're gonna Bill Cosby you, So if you don't have an army, only one they ain't did that and they can't do that with is the Nation of Islam. But they make sure that we don't get billions like Gaddafi tried to give us.
Yeah. I want to speak on the Nation of Islam as it pertains to hip hop. Now, a couple months ago, and I'm not getting on Dave East in particular, but I want to talk about Dave East when it comes to this hip hop.
Right.
He said some things in one of his lyrics. I know you, and I believe it was Dr. Wesley Muhammad also had some things to say to the brother about it. But when it comes to hip hop and the Islamic religion, it seems as though a lot of people in hip hop, a lot of people in sports, in our community jump to Islamic religion because it seems popular. I'm just going to call it for what I said. They do it because it seems popular. Some do it because it's popular. Some do it because it's genuine.
Right.
But how do you decipher the two? Because it seems like people just jump into the religion now in hip hop and in sports because it seems like the popular thing to do in Black community as opposed to it being a genuine thing that they want to do. Am I right or wrong in saying that in your opinion?
That's right. That's correct. And it's only popular, because it comes in seasons and waves. So first few years, it's popular, then it's anti this, and then it's popular, then it's race y'all Black Hitlers, and then it's popular again, But the ones that keep it popular is the real warriors that's doing it for the sincere reason, for the actual true belief in the principles. It's not about ghost story, fairy tales, about miracles and all of that, because we not those kind of Muslims. The Nation of Islam, which is the greatest influencer of hip hop, is we're 5%ers, and we call each other guys, and that came from the Nation of Islam. That came from Master Fard Muhammad, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Farrakhan, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali. That came from that. So we don't believe in the fairy tale ghost stories of religion. We wasn't there. Sometimes we have to call ourselves believers because we wasn't there. But we believe based on provable, truth and reality of something that happened before. So if I never seen a woman have a baby without the sperm of a man, then you can't tell me about no immaculate conception. I don't believe that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't prove what your belief is based on provable reality, then we're not interested in that. I'm interested in the principles, just like I mentioned the Bible. I talk about Eve and the serpent. I don't believe no serpent actually was talking. That's a metaphor, but the principle is the same. So real men are into principles. a lot of times females and children and deceivers are into details. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to put the pieces together that, okay, my abortion is the reason why I had this miscarriage, or this is the reason why I got abused in this relationship. They think that's two different things, but it's actually a principle. You can prove that this is why you having these problems, because you did this principle of a crime. They think that it's supposed to come back precisely according to the same subject and detail that they did their crime in, and that's not how life and reality work.
Right. I'll say about maybe a month or two now ago, Ice Cube, he came out and talked about how NBA and other companies were trying to sabotage the big three, turn away sponsors from them. Right. What's your thoughts on what he said? He went on the media tour as well to kind of speak about it. I don't know if you've seen any of those interviews.
Yeah,
how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I did a couple of posts about that, and I agree with that part. But it was another part in that Tucker Carlson interview that he did where he was talking about the jab, how he didn't take the jab and all of that. I had a huge problem with that, because you saying all this tough activist position stuff after the fact, after you let 100 million of your own people take it. Like, why wouldn't you just vocal beforehand and use your influence to say, I'm not taking that shit? The same shit you saying to Tucker Carlson, you should have said before, when you knew you wasn't going to take it and you knew you told your children not to take it. Why not be able to use your platform and your influence to influence us to not take it? Because we think you're, we trust your judgment. We think that you're a cool guy, and you know what I'm saying? So if you're going to tell yourself and your own children that, why wouldn't you tell us that? And we the ones that made sure that you and your children is living the lifestyle that y'all able to live. Do you not love us enough? You scared that they're going to freeze your money up, or, So I had a huge problem with that, because those of us that really love our people, I'm not saying he don't, but that love our people on the highest level, before they even rolled it out, this was July 4th, I think, 2020. Minister Farrakhan did the criterion, and he told all of us, like he always do, because he's the vanguard, when they come out with this such and such, this Fauci juice or whatever, don't take it. Don't take it. As soon as he said that, all of us that's really with him back in 2020, early 2020 or mid 2020, we said, we used our platform, don't take it, ahead of time, before they even came out with it. And then once Biden got in the office, first 100 days, 100 million, we're going to make sure black people get it first. All these tough ass entertainers and gangsters and all that was quiet as church mouses. Had nothing to say. So stay that quiet. Don't get to talking like trying to get the credit of being a revolutionary after you didn't say nothing in time, after the nick of time.
I know you can't speak for him, and this is only your opinion, but why do you think he didn't?
I think fear, just like why everybody else didn't. Fear of being persecuted, fear of being sanctioned and starved out, fear of somebody might have a Me Too, old tape or old female that's saying that he did this to me or whatever. That's what they do.
Right.
That's going to happen. It happened to Martin Luther King. It happened to Malcolm X. If you're a real revolutionary and you're really influencing black people in a positive way, you're going to get attacked. That if you're scared of getting attacked, then stay out of it altogether. Just stay on the sideline. Because it's those of us that really do this and that been doing this that obviously we paid the price, and we willing to pay the price. But you want to take the credit for being what we are?
Right.
Yeah. I want to talk real quick, and we definitely appreciate your conversation. West Coast came on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Make sure you hit that like button. Share the video. Please follow West Coast came on all social media platforms. We'll get them handles when we conclude the interview. But I want to talk about Doja Cat real quick. She got the #1 album, #1 song in the country right now. #1 R&B and hip hop song. The first one this year. Hasn't been many hip hop. When it comes to Billboard, things like that, it's taken a little bit of a hit. We ain't had many hits. But then we see Doja Cat come out, an incredible artist, very talented. But when she brings out the satanic stuff, when she dresses up in devil-laced attire and starts really kind of going against the grain of what she originally did, now she's getting a lot of credit and a lot of accolades. Do the two correlate? in your opinion, or I mean, what's your thoughts on Doja Cat? I don't want to beat up the young lady because I think she's very talented, but at the same time, also I personally feel like there's some agenda tied in with that as well.
Right. It's I don't know nothing about her other than pictures that I've seen of her looking like a demon or a devil or something like that. But what they all have in common is they are the instruments of the same Satan that owns money and controls media, owns and controls money and media. And they are wise enough to know the colorism, Willie Lynch colorism that they put in our head, how they poisoned us to think light skin was better and sexier and dark skin is whatever, not really. So it's not just Doja Cat, it's Beyonce, is Cardi B, is the list of the way that they influence our sisters, because the target is our sisters, mainly 75%. And the way that they poison or attack them on one hand is with dark skinned sisters through giving them political and corporate power. And then on the other side, on the entertainment side, they want to be sexy. Women naturally want to be sexy and attractive, and they worship the light-skinned, sexy yellow cow or the golden calf. The Bible and the Quran calls it yellow cow. The Bible calls it golden calf. Those are symbols. One of the meanings of that is the light-skinned black woman of the descendants of slaves. They turn them into gods and worship them as idols. So that is what the enemy knows has the greatest influence on the population. Every woman wants to be sexy, and everybody wants to be the most desired. And through the slave Willie Lynch colorism, made us think, black men, that if we can't have a white woman, the next best thing is a light-skinned woman, a light-skinned black woman. Right. So we're going to give all of the power and influence in the bag or whatever to her and put them nasty lyrics and them degrading lyrics, or them boss, I'm a boss, be independent, whatever, I don't need a man lyrics, in their head, and hit them with that on entertainment. But then on the business side, we're going to hit them with the dark skin political power women saying the same thing, if not worse, with the Black Lives Matter or we got rid of Trump, or we're this and we're empowered. So that's how Satan uses our women.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty deep. Definitely pretty deep. We definitely appreciate you though, man. If you got anything else you want to add to the platform, today the floor is yours, or give your social media handles as well.
Yeah, social media is West Coast Cam at everything. I'm shadow banned and censored on everything. And my website, westcoastcam.com. You can get this relationship book called War in Your Heaven: The Black Man's Relationship Problems with His Black Woman and the Feared Solutions. So it's a small book, but it's a very potent read. You can get that on westcoastcam.com. And I'm still having this available since they're trying to roll out a new little wave of so-called variant, virus variant. And that's a whole different agenda. We can talk about it on another podcast. But I got ionic colloidal silver. Do your research on colloidal silver and what that does and how that's been suppressed by the AMA and the pharmaceutical industry and all of that. So you can use it for your plants. I'm not making no medical claims. I'm not a medical doctor. You know what I'm saying? But you can do your research on that. But I appreciate y'all, man. Much love and respect for y'all. Old guy Sam, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all, and keep it up, bro.
Nah, man. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. West Coast Cam on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast.